It's your boy Charles. Charles on as well, just checking in. Hope you guys having a good evening. We are getting ready to delve into another book audio reaction. Let's go ahead and play it, and I'm gonna come back with my reaction. Appreciate it, guys.
A bodyguard named Hollywood, who'd worked with both camps, interceded. "I need you, Death Row, to turn around, drop your guns, and walk out the door," he said, in Henry's recollection. "Eric, I need you to wait for 15 minutes and then take yourself home." Both sides complied, and the situation resolved peacefully. "It shows you how intense things were back then," said Cold 187. "Easily things got out of hand." Gangstaism. The Chronic may have been named for, and to some extent created under the influence of marijuana, but its central theme is gangstaism. Lead single Nothing But a G Thing, that is, a gangsta thing, became the biggest hit of Dr. Dre's career. Throughout much of the album, he and Snoop portray themselves as nihilistic, lawless street villains bent on defending their honor at all cost. Dre was never a gangbanger. He and world-class Wrecking Crew mocked the culture on their song, "Gang Bang You're Dead." You dress so tacky till you look like a slob, and you wonder why you can't get a job. While on "We're All in the Same Gang," Dre warns of its dangers without explicitly denouncing gang life. Bullets flying, mothers crying, brothers dying. In the NWA years, he became ever more comfortable portraying a tough guy, with his persona even cooking up dope in their Appetite for Destruction video. Now at Death Row, he was surrounded by gang members of both stripes. Suge's people were Bloods, Snoop and his crew were Crips. But when asked point blank by MTV in early 1993 if he considered himself a gangster, Dre said no. "I'm here to make money, and that's all I'm in this for," he said. On The Chronic, Dre walks a fine line. He never affiliates himself with any specific gang, but instead promotes gangsterism as almost a state of mind. Being a G is about standing up for yourself, not taking shit, and representing your city. Nothing But a G Thing expresses this vision. And in its video, Dre wears neutral black, drives a 6'4" Impala, and makes vague threats. Snoop raps, "Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you got trouble," before Dre asserts, "I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down, and if you bitches talk shit, I'll have to put the smack down." The track and its video would solidify Dre's image as a steely street cat. But it never really explains what a G thing is. NWA's Gangsta Gangsta was much more specific. Cube was drinking straight out the 8 bottle and taking people out with a flurry of buckshot. But for Dre, gangsterism was, literally, a posture. With his slight slouch and mean stare at the barbecue in the video, you don't doubt his resolve. It was DOC, the Dallas native who knew nothing whatsoever of LA gang culture, who penned Dre's verses. The listener was left to connect the dots in his or her own mind, and that's what likely spurred Nothing But a G Thing to widespread appeal. Suburban kids couldn't really imagine themselves as a Crip or a Blood, but anyone could be a G. The word gangster was gradually stripped of its meaning, and nowadays in popular culture is synonymous with badass. Dre recorded the initial version of Nothing But a G Thing over a Boz Scaggs track. He can't remember which one. Snoop was in jail at the time on a drug charge, but Dre was in a rush to get the demo done. So he called in, and I taped the receiver of the phone to the mic. "You can hear jail sounds in the back and everything," Dre said. Subsequently, however, when Dre was at his mother's house going through her records, he happened upon Leon Haywood's "I Wanna Do Something Freaky to You," which he swapped in as the backing track. When Snoop emerged from jail, they re-recorded the vocals. Colin Wolfe played live bass. Dre overlaid an 808 drum machine for emphasis, and he knew it was a hit when people at a party kept asking him to rewind it. For all the ambiguity of Nothing But a G Thing, The Chronic's next single, "Fuck with Dre Day," and everybody celebrating, was cruelly specific. Most of the venom was directed at Eazy-E, starting with a skit preceding the video, in which Eazy is portrayed by comedian A.J. Johnson as a Lokes-clad, jerry-curled Uncle Tom being sold a load of BS from Jerry Heller,
That thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel.
played by portly Interscope executive Steve Berman. "You trust me, don't you?" the Heller character asks. "Yeah, boss." "Oh, no, I work for you. I work for Sleazy E." Eazy soon scampers out the door in search of new talent, to Heller's demeaning encouragement. "Go, boy!" It was a low-budget humiliation straight out of Eazy's own playbook, reminiscent of the video in which NWA mocked Ice Cube by bribing him with a suitcase full of activator. But now Dre was on the offensive, and over the bass-rattling slow funk track, he took direct aim at Eazy. "Used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth, make you bow down to the row. Fucking me, now I'm fucking you, little hoe." Eazy was no longer respected by his own people, he went on, and should watch his back because he might get smoked. Snoop, who grew up idolizing Eazy, and later said he only echoed Dre's disses because he was a rider, reserved most of his venom on the song for Tim Dog, the Bronx rapper who had ruffled feathers with his 1991 track, Fuck Compton, which took shots against Dre and others. Also in their crosshairs was Luke Campbell of the 2 Live crew. He'd pissed them off with his song, Fakin' Like Gangsters, and followed up with Cowards in Compton, which seems to have precipitated a melee between the two camps at the 1993 Atlanta industry event, Jack the Rapper. A free-for-all broke out in the lobby on the escalators. Guys even threw a Coca-Cola vending machine off one of the lobby balconies, trying to hit Luke's crew, said Wendy Day, who helped run the event. Then there was Ice Cube. Along with the Lynch Mob, he received a few thinly veiled disses on the Chronic. But it turns out he and Dre were already in the process of reconciling, and Cube ended up appearing in the Let Me Ride video. The majority of Dre's scorn on the Chronic was directed at Eazy, which by all accounts stunned his former partner. But the beef brought out the best in Dre artistically. His production skills had reached their apex, and he was rapping more deftly than ever, his delivery filled with confidence, his verses unraveling smoothly. The work has real dramatic tension. Even if you found it horrifying that a prominent black artist was threatening real-sounding violence against another, the album was musically groundbreaking. The accolades, however, were still in the future. By the time The Chronic was nearly finished in 1992, Dre still didn't have a suitable distributor willing to work with Death Row, owing to his contractual problems. A number of potential partnerships fizzled out before an upstart imprint, in need of a hit itself, decided to take a chance.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles and Ezra checking in. So what do y'all think about that book, man? Pretty interesting, huh? Crazy, man. Interesting story. Listen, go ahead and leave your comments and subscribe to Charles and Ezra. Appreciate it.